Daily learning.
My hobby is cooking. Cooking is my favorite hobby. Some people like playing football, some people like singing, and some people like drawing. But me, I like cooking, especially when in the morning. It is not only about food, but it is about feelings, about memories, and about love. Honestly, when I stand in the kitchen, I feel like I am standing in my own little world. I started to like cooking when I was young. I remember watching my mother cook in the kitchen. She really moved with love. She cut the vegetables slowly but carefully. She washed the rice with patience. And she stirred the soup with kindness. I saw her smile when the food was ready, and I saw how happy my family was when they ate. That moment stayed in my heart. From that day, I knew cooking is not only about eating, it is about giving happiness to people. When I cook, my heart feels soft. I feel calm, even when the world outside is noisy. Sometimes, my head feels heavy with problems, but when I enter the kitchen and start cooking, I feel lighter. The sound of the knife touching the cutting board is like music to me. Chop, chop, chop. It makes me focus. The smell of garlic frying in hot oil feels like a warm hug. It makes me close my eyes for a second and breathe deeply. That moment, I feel safe. Fresh ingredients always make me smile. When I see red tomatoes, green cucumbers, or bright yellow peppers, I feel excited. I like to touch them and to feel their skin. I like to smell the freshness of herbs like basil or coriander. Sometimes, I just hold them in my hand and think, this little thing will become something delicious. It feels magical, and it feels like life. Good ingredients remind me that beauty can be simple, that happiness can come from small things. The aroma of food always stays in my mind. The smell of fresh bread in the oven makes me remember my childhood. The smell of chicken soup makes me remember my grandmother. And the best part is the smell of coffee in the morning makes me feel alive. Some smells never leave my heart. They follow me like friends who never say goodbye. Taste is also a memory. I will never forget the taste of warm soup on a rainy day. The soup was not only salty or hot, but it was also a comfort. Beside that, I will never forget the taste of sweet mango on a sunny afternoon. It was not only sweet, but it also was a happiness. Every taste connects to a feeling. That is why cooking is special to me. It is not just about filling the stomach. It is about filling the soul. When I am in the kitchen, I feel like time is different. Sometimes I cook for hours, but it feels like minutes. I also often get lost in the process. Like when I was the dishes, I cut the ingredients, I mix the soup, and I taste the bread that frees from the oven. Every step has meaning. When I stir the pot, I imagine the faces of people who will eat it, and I imagine their smiles, their laughter, their warm words. That imagination gives me energy. Moreover, it obviously that the kitchen has its own soul. Even though my kitchen is small, it is full of life. The sound of boiling water, the steam rising from the pot, and the light from the window touching the table. I can tell you that anything feels alive. Sometimes I stand still and just look at it. I feel thankful. This small space gives me peace. Cooking also teaches me patience. Sometimes the food needs to cook slowly. I wait, I listen, and I smell. The waiting is not boring because it is the part of the journey. I learned that good things take time because of it, just like life. And cooking also teaches me to accept mistakes. Sometimes I burn the rice, sometimes I put too much salt. At first I felt angry, but now I know it is okay. Mistakes are lessons. Even in cooking, we must learn, we must grow. The effect of cooking on my body is real. When I cook, my heart beats calmly. My shoulders feel lighter. My hands move with rhythm, and I feel energy in them. Sometimes I feel a little sweat on my forehead, but it is not uncomfortable. It feels like proof that I am alive, that I am doing something with love. After finishing a dish, I often feel a warm wave inside my chest. It is like my body says thank you to me. Cooking is also a way I connect with others. When I give food to someone, I feel shy but also proud. I watch their faces secretly. If they smile, my heart immediately feels like flying. If they say delicious, my eyes almost get tears, and it feels so deep. I'm not gonna lie to you, it feels like I gave them a piece of my heart and they accepted it. Sometimes I even cook when I am sad. On those days, the kitchen becomes my best friend. I cut the onions and maybe I cry, but I don't know if it is the onion or my feelings. I stir the soup, and it feels like I am stirring my sadness into something softer. At the end, when I taste the food, I feel a little better. I think cooking is also a form of art. Painters use colors, musicians use sounds, and cooks use flavors. Every plate is like a little painting, and every taste is like a little song. I may not be famous, I may not be perfect, but in my kitchen, I am an artist. I create something that touches people's hearts. What I love most is the moment when food is ready. I put it on the table, I look at it, and I smile brightly. In the deep side of my heart, I feel so proud of myself. And I feel thankful for every reactions to my cooking. And then I whisper to myself, "You did it." That simple moment makes me believe in myself. Cooking is more than a hobby. It is my way of living and my way of loving. When I cook, I am not only making food, but I am making memories. I am making comfort, and I am one of the ones who can making and brings happiness to another people. So when people ask me, "Why do you like cooking?" I always answer with a smile. Because cooking is my heart.
Boom,